USAA knows dynamic duos can save the day, like superheroes and sidekicks or auto and home insurance. With USAA, you can bundle your auto and home and save up to 10%. Learn more and get a quote at usaa.com/bundle. Restrictions apply.
You're the owner of a small business, which means you could use another pair of hands, like the experts at Verizon Small Business Days, August 11th through 17th. Get a free tech check and special deals like a free 5G phone. You know you want one. Call 1-800-483-4428 or visit verizon.com/smallbusiness to book your appointment. Verizon Business. Available for select 5G phones. New line device payment agreement and select data plan required. Credit applied to account over agreement term up to 36 months. Terms apply. Offer ends 8/17/2025.
I kind of went in her locker because there was no lock, and I checked, and I was trying to be helpful and check for her in case if anything was stolen. But,
really?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like what you were doing, but go ahead.
But other people said that I stole something from her.
Right. Why are you going into her locker to be helpful to see if somebody else stole something?
These are the plaintiffs, Connie and Kristen Matika. Connie says the defendant's daughter's a menace to society who bullies her daughter mercilessly. And it's gotta stop, and it's gotta stop now. The girl grabbed her daughter by the hair and hit her in the head and face multiple times. Her daughter blacked out from the attack. She was taken to the hospital and she made a police report. The defendant must be punished and taught a lesson for her daughter's actions, and she must reimburse them for the $4,200.47 they're out. These are the defendants, Carrie Terpstra and Mackenzie Rains. Carrie says the plaintiff's daughter is the one who picks on her daughter, and after a year of being bullied and abused, her daughter fought back and started hitting the plaintiff's daughter. The altercation only lasted about 10 seconds. The plaintiff started a big stink about it, even tried to get her daughter thrown into jail for crying out loud. The girls have since become friends. This was just one of those incidents of kids being kids, and she owes nothing. They're accused of getting into it.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
Be seated. Come to order. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Connie and Kristen Matika?
Yes.
Who's Connie? Who's Kristen?
I'm Kristen.
I'm Connie.
Okay. You are suing Carrie Terpstra and Mackenzie Rains?
Yes.
Okay. For $4,247, $700.47 of it medical expenses and the rest of it in pain and suffering, because according to you, she attacked you. I want to hear from the children or the ones who were there, right? So I want to hear from you. How old are you?
I'm 14.
How old are you?
13.
Okay. What grade are you in?
I'm going to 8th.
You're going to 8th. You were in 7th when this happened.
Yes.
How about you?
8th.
8th. You were in 7th when this happened. What happened?
I was walking down the hall to my locker. Mackenzie came up to me and confronted me. And we had
What was she confronting you about?
She was confronting me about that I was talking stuff about her mom.
About her mom?
Yes.
What were you talking about her mom?
I told her that I didn't say nothing about her mom.
Okay, what did she think you had said about her mom?
Because of rumors in class.
Right, but what did she think you had said about her mom?
I don't remember.
You don't remember what she accused you of saying that was false?
No.
Okay. What had you heard she was saying?
A while ago, she stole the lock off my locker, and then I was talking about it, and then she was like, "What? Your mom's too cheap to buy you a lock?"
Okay, is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
How do you know she stole the lock off your locker?
People saw her and they told me.
And did she say that according to you or to other people, that your mom's too cheap to buy you a new lock?
I heard her say it because I was in class when she said it, and then she denied it.
Okay, so she's confronting you, and what happens?
I walked away, and she she grabbed me.
How?
By my hair, the back.
Okay.
And I told her to let go, and she wouldn't, and she kept hitting. And then
hitting how?
With her fist in the back.
Hitting what?
My head.
Okay.
And when I fell, Miss Bisbee.
How did you fall? Hold on.
I fell down head first, so Miss Bisbee caught me before I fell all the way down.
Okay, so she pulled your hair and hit your head how many times? Do you know? Or
6.
okay, and who's Miss Bisbee?
She's a 7th grade teacher.
Okay, so she catches you before you hit the ground, and what happens?
I don't know. I blacked out for at least 5 minutes.
And then when you come to, you're where?
I was still on the ground.
In the same spot. And what happens?
Then they didn't call my mom till 3:30.
What time of the day did this happen?
2:55, like right after the
okay.
bell.
All right, I mean, okay.
And so
they call your mom, and then you get the call, and they tell you what?
They contacted me and told me that my daughter had been attacked by another student.
Did you have an inkling of who it might be because you knew there was trouble between the two of them?
I kind of had an incident, and I kind of figured who it was because I mentioned to the school prior to the incident that my daughter was having a problem with Mackenzie Rains, and I stressed to the principal and to the assistant principal multiple times that you need to please keep my daughter and her away from each other. I'm not sure what classes they have with each other.
How did you know that there was a problem? Was your daughter?
My daughter mentioned it to me.
What had she said to you?
She told me that Mackenzie was threatening her multiple times, that she...
What was the original problem between the two? Have they gone to school together all their lives or no?
I believe
or just in 6th grade or?
We were friends in 6th grade, yes.
Okay, did something happen between you two?
No, not really.
How did you become friends in 6th grade to this?
Well, in 7th grade during the school year, I kind of went in her locker because there was no lock, and I checked, and I was trying to be helpful and check for her in case if anything was stolen. But,
really?
Yes.
That doesn't sound like what you were doing, but go ahead.
But other people said that I stole something from her.
Right. Why are you going into her locker to be helpful to see if somebody else stole something? Why? That sounds okay. So that was the cause of the original problems between you two.
Yes, that was one of the causes.
All right. Now you get the call. Did she have to go to the doctor?
Yes. I actually did take her to the emergency room. I actually first took her to her family doctor to see if I could have...
You don't play with head stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. If we've learned anything over the course of the last 10 years is you don't play with head stuff. Better to be safe than sorry.
Her regular physician told me immediately take her to the emergency room.
Right. And everything was fine though.
Oh yeah. The CT scan.
All right. So when did you first speak to the defendant's mother?
I never spoke to her.
Really?
Never spoke to her.
Your school never organized that the parents meet?
And I actually insisted on, with the principal, I said, is there a way that we can try to amend, either have a meeting together and see if we can come to some kind of agreement that way? And I guess they said that they want to keep their hands out of everything.
What does that mean? Unless they expel your children, they can't keep their hands. Your children are their students.
They were just trying to brush it under the rug. They wanted to be really hush-hush about it.
I don't care how they want to be hush-hush. So you asked for a meeting. Did you ask for a meeting?
No.
Why wouldn't you ask for a meeting?
Because of my daughter, you'd come home for almost all of 6th grade telling me how Kristen was picking on her, making fun of her clothes, making fun of this, saying this. The day that I got the phone call that this happened, I walked in the office, saw Kristen sitting outside the office crying, walked in and looked at my daughter, and I said, is that the girl that's been picking on you since last year? She said, yes. And I said, okay. I said, you're not in any trouble then. She'd been bullied.
Because, okay, but let's hear from you. What happened? Let me hear your side of it.
I don't think she meant to offend me or anything, but she always said stupid things, saying that my clothes were ugly and stuff. So
I don't know how that could be anything but offensive.
I don't know.
Okay, go on.
And
no, but what happened that day by the lockers?
I went up to her and then I forgot what I said, but then she tried to walk away, so I grabbed her hair.
And then?
I was just hitting her, and then some lady pulled me off of her.
Okay. You kind of get it that that's wrong, right? Okay, because I don't know if you get it or not, because you're only 13 years old, and your mother apparently was going to high-five you. I mean, no matter what, that's why I don't understand why you wouldn't insist on a meeting. I mean, you're on this earth to teach your children the right and the wrong way to handle things, and you can't possibly. Is she facing criminal charges?
No.
Okay.
No, they've dropped it.
Who's they?
The prosecuting attorney.
Let me explain to you that, because I was a prosecutor for a decade under Janet Reno, I wouldn't have filed it. Not because it's not a crime, but because I have murder, rape, and mayhem that I have to prosecute. And so prosecutors make a decision what they're going to spend their time on. That doesn't mean it wasn't criminal. And you just need to understand that there's ways for your if you love your daughter and you want to protect her, then there are ways for you to have gotten involved as a parent. If you knew your kid was being bullied, where the heck were you for a year? Why weren't you asking for a meeting beforehand? There's some kid bullying my child. Why would you wait until your child ends up in trouble? Why would you do that? She end up getting suspended?
Yes.
How many days? Why would you do
5
that?
days.
You're the mother. You're supposed to guide her. How many days?
5 days.
By the way, what's going on with you two? Like, that happened when in 7th grade? What month?
November.
Oh my gosh, so you had the whole year of 7th grade. How did you two get along the whole year of 7th grade?
They actually...
No, I'm not asking any of the mothers. No. The time for your intervention was about a year ago.
They took us all out of our classes. They changed our whole schedule and kept us away from each other.
So do you see each other or no?
The only time we saw each other was halls and lunch.
And we
we
just wouldn't stay away from
We did have a conversation about it, and we both agreed that we did wrong of what we said and what she did, and everybody kept coming up to us, oh, Mackenzie, fight her again, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, are you serious?
Yes.
Is that how it went down in the lunchroom, like she's saying?
Yeah.
Were you picking on her?
I always messed with her, but she really got mad, so I stopped, and then I couldn't, I was like, okay, I won't bother no more before she does something. And that's why I learned.
Did you learn something? Yeah. Did you learn something?
Yes.
And I take it when you guys had that heart-to-heart, you apologized?
We didn't apologize.
You didn't apologize to each other?
We just walked away.
Why don't you do me a favor? Apologize to her for picking on her until she was a little boiler about to explode. Can you do that?
I'm sorry, Mackenzie.
Do you mean it? I think you
Yes,
do.
I do.
I know you do. And why don't you apologize for whooping her, since that's not civilized behavior?
Sorry.
Do you mean it? Yeah, your mom doesn't think you look like you mean it. Try that once more with feeling.
Sorry.
Look at her when you tell her that.
Sorry.
Okay.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey Levin here. So, what grade do kids become really bad bullies? What's the worst grade?
I would say freshman year in high school, 9th grade.
Oh, you think? Why?
Because I guess students are beginning to find themselves at 13, 14, 15, and I think they're pretty troubled.
Fair enough. What do you think?
I think 7th grade.
Why 7th?
I think 7th grade because people are about to leave their middle school, and then they are just really rude to everyone.
Well, these were 7th and 8th graders. What do you think?
Definitely 7th and 8th grade, because that's when everyone's trying to fit in and be cool until they beat up other kids to do it.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, but we're not done with it because your mother's suing on your behalf. All right, so let's talk about the medical expenses. Talk to me, because it doesn't matter how much somebody picks on somebody.
Yes.
They can't just walk up to them and whoop them. So show me the medical evidence. What's the $700.47? That's your out-of-pocket?
That is my out-of-pocket
Out-of-pocket, because
yes.
insurance paid for the rest. Okay.
Those are the explanation of benefits that I got from my insurance company.
You're suing for $3,500 in pain and suffering.
Yes.
I need to see $3,500 worth of pain and suffering, as opposed to a schoolyard fight, which I agree with you is wrong, and absolutely I am going to enter a judgment against the child, not her mother, incidentally, because everybody thinks that parents are responsible for their children, but when the school system has them, it's the school who's responsible for the children. So there's no negligence on the part of the mother. I may think that she should have gone to the school beforehand and brought things up. That has nothing to do with whether the mother's responsible for the child's actions. I'm absolutely going to enter a judgment against the child, so you better get a summer job for the $700.47. But I now have to hear from you, and I haven't, $3,500 worth of pain and suffering.
She is seeking counseling also as of right now. She has multiple times stated to me, even after the incident, that she does not want to go back to the school.
Is that over this, though? Because you're telling me you thought it was
No, it's not over this.
Okay, stop. You don't need to say another word. Okay? That's my verdict in favor of the plaintiff in the amount of $700.47. Maybe you should think about moving her. It's a perfect time to move her.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Really, okay? If you can,
All right, so come on in here and, well, you satisfied how this finally has worked out?
Yeah.
Right? How about you? You feel a little bit better about things?
I guess.
You just guess, or for sure? Can I bring her out here for you? Here, step back for a second. Come on out. Come on out. Yeah, you come on up. Come on up. The two of you. The two young ladies. You guys here, step back a little bit this way. And have you guys had a chance to actually apologize face to face and make up?
Not ever since school was
How about
over.
it? Would you guys ready to shake hands and put this whole thing behind you?
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Do you want to?
Shake her hand? Not really.
You don't want to shake her hand? You sure? Okay, all right. You guys head right this way. All right, you were ready, right? You were prepared to. All right, come on around, Mom. Come on in.
Thank you.
Stand next to your mom, okay?
Come here, baby.
Stand next to your mom. Sorry that didn't work out.
That's sad that she didn't
it
want
is
to
sad.
shake her hand.
It's a little sad.
Yeah.
It kind of tells you something about the case. You were willing to do so, right? You were ready? Okay.
I was over it.
Mm-hmm.
I was done.
All right, so for you, is it over now and done with, even though she wouldn't step forward and shake your hand? Over and done with?
Again, it's just, it's real sad, and I would think that she would be willing to at least shake my daughter's hand and accept her apology.
Well, it was right there for everyone to say you were willing to do it, okay? So congratulations on that. Harvey?
Okay, parental liability varies from state to state. There are a lot of states where a parent is only liable if the kid is actually malicious, where there's an intent to harm and do damage. There are other states where negligence is enough. If the kid just screws up and shouldn't have done what he did, even if he didn't have an evil mind, the parent would still be responsible. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Vitamin Water Zero Sugar has great taste, zero BS, and obviously zero sugar. For those with zero room in their calendar, zero patience for slow walkers, those who get 0 hours of sleep on a Saturday night, have zero filter, zero given, and zero interest in grabbing a plain, boring water. Grab a delicious Vitamin Water Zero Sugar today.
Raise the rudders! Raise the sails! Raise the sails!
Captain, an unidentified ship is approaching. Over.
Roger. Wait, is that an enterprise sales solution?
Reach sales professionals, not professional sailors. With LinkedIn ads, you can target the right people by industry, job title, and more. We'll even give you a $100 credit on your next campaign. Get started today at linkedin.com/results. Terms and conditions apply.
These are the plaintiffs, Mark and Jamie. Mark says they decided to rent the defendant's house, and when they moved in, they were mortified because the place was infested with stink bugs. Yuck. There was no way they were going to stay there. Told the defendant they were moving out. Now they're having one heck of a time getting him to return all the money they gave him. They're suing for $5,000 for all they're out. This is the defendant, Michael. He says the plaintiff started complaining the minute they moved in, and he thinks it's because the wife didn't like the house when she saw it. He admits there was a slight stink bug problem which he was dealing with, but they just abruptly moved out. Now he's out a whole bunch of money due to the plaintiff's impatience, and if anyone's owed, it's him. He's accused of stinking up the place.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case in the docket, the plaintiffs bailed on the house they were renting because of stink bugs, and they can't get their deposit back. But the defendant says there were a few stink bugs, but it's really about buyer's remorse. It's the case of you stink and you bug me.
Okay, Mark and Jamie, you've asked us not to use your last names. You are suing Michael. You've asked us not to use your last name for $5,000 in damages that you say you sustained from having to break your lease at a place he rented to you because it was infested with stink bugs.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mark or Jamie, who would like to tell me what happened?
Well,
okay, go ahead.
December 19th is when we moved into the house. We actually had signed the lease.
How did you find the house?
I had come from Pennsylvania. I was down there for some training. I came 2 weekends to look for a home.
And where is the house?
The house is in Cornwall, New York.
Okay, is that a particularly woody area?
It is.
Okay. Did your wife see the house before you leased it?
I FaceTimed with her while I was doing a walkthrough of the house.
Okay.
we were both excited. We both come from the woods. I like log cabins and stuff. We were both excited. The property, we were excited about it. We wanted it to work.
Okay.
Ended up, I found the house. I signed the lease over the email with his realtor. I gave him a firm date that we were going to be driving into town and that we would be late, and his realtor had the keys. So she met us at the house on December 19th, moved into the home the next day, woke up after we spent the night unloading the trailer.
Is it the two of you, do you have children?
I do. We had a 6-year-old
okay.
with us.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Okay.
Boy. Unloaded the trailer, got the mattresses, things like that. Moved into the house, and then the next day woke up. I was getting ready because I had to sign into my unit. From there, it's just been downhill. We noticed the bugs, the cleaning.
What kind of bugs?
Stink bugs.
Tell me about stink bugs.
I don't know about stink bugs. I know tell me about.
Spoken like a military man. I'm not trying to get to the entomology. I'm trying to what's it? You tell me. Hold on. Roger. You tell me about stink bugs. What do they look like? What do they do? What were you freaking out about?
They're a little bug. They look like a piece of wood bark, I guess, basically.
Okay.
They're about the size of a pumpkin seed.
Okay.
And they were just everywhere throughout the whole house.
How many?
20 to 30 a day at least.
Where would you find them?
They were everywhere. They were on our furniture. They were in the kitchen. They were on our beds.
Toothbrushes.
Literally through the whole entire
lamps.
house.
Okay.
Our son would wake up in the middle of the night with a bug crawling on him.
Okay. Did he think it was cool, or was it good? Because it would be worse if you had a girl. That's why I asked. Having 3 girls in my house.
He likes the woods. He picks up bugs and stuff like that. And he wasn't freaking out.
When you guys moved in on the 19th, and when do you alert him about your landlord about the stink bug? Oh, by the way, do they stink?
Yes, they do. They do have an odor to them.
Okay. And what does it stink like?
I don't know. I guess like an ammonia, moldy. I don't know. You'd have to.
I just went online and it said it smelled like cilantro, but I like cilantro. So
I guess
if you don't like cilantro, it's a bad smell. But in any event, all right. So when do you alert him?
I first met Mike on January 3rd. So that was the 3rd that we first told him about the bugs. And I have text messages.
And what did he do?
Nothing for the most part. I mean, I have text messages asking him, when's the best pest control guy? When's the pest control guy coming? Finally, on the 16th of January, pest control came. And then even after that, the bugs were still incessant.
How many times did the pest control guy come?
Just once. Sent me.
Okay, after the 16th, do you call him and tell him the bugs are still here? Because you're saying that after that the pest control did nothing.
Correct. I texted Mike back and asked him if he could meet me at the house because I wanted to discuss the problems further, and he said yes. We set up a meeting. That day, I received a voicemail from his wife saying that he was ill and that he wouldn't be meeting with me. And then it was at that point that...
you texted him and said, I don't want to live here.
Correct.
So nobody ever tried having pest control come back and address the problem a few times?
They said that they would only be able to do it once every 3 weeks due to the nature of the pest, or the...
Nature of the chemical?
Correct.
What's going on?
I have an exclusive contract with the pest management people where you call, they come out, and I pay for it, and they do it 4 times a year, and yeah, there are stink bugs, and they really can't apply anything to kill them. It's just with the New York state law.
Did you ever tell them, hey, by the way, my house has stink bugs when you advertised it?
They were there when you looked at it, and it's not infested. If there's 20 stink bugs in a 2,000 square foot house, that's a couple in each room, you know.
Wow, we have a different opinion of what infested. I mean, how many stink bugs are enough? I don't know. I mean,
that's why we're here.
Yeah, this is that's why you're here. And this is here's what's going on. You then text him the bad news that you're leaving.
Correct.
You text him on the end of January that by the end of February you'll be out.
Correct.
You pay February rent.
Correct.
So you move out on February 20th.
Correct.
So you are suing today for the following. You want is it accurate that there was a $2,000 security deposit?
Yes, Your Honor.
And $1,350 for a realtor? That's what? Oh, you mean your new realtor?
Correct.
So it's not good enough for you to just break the lease. You feel like he made you break the lease by the stink bug situation.
Originally,
and so you want him to pay you the security deposit, the realtor fee you paid to the new realtor. Since you moved out the 20th, you want rent back for February. and the amount you paid your movers.
Correct.
Some people might look at this and say, hey, we're both going to eat a little bit here. We'll each take our losses. You don't do that. You want him to pay you $5,000. You apparently have some pictures of the stink bugs?
I do. I'd like to send my iPad up too. If you just scroll through those pictures, that shows.
Are they the same pictures or no?
They are. On the iPad's probably the best place to look at.
Okay, that's what I'll do. Oh, jeez. How does a person get this under control? That's if the company comes. When did the company come?
They came on January 16th. They talked to my wife. They had at that time informed us that they hadn't been able to get to the house for the previous year or two to spray.
Did you find any live stink bugs after they, I'm asking her, not you. Did you find any live stink bugs after they exterminated?
Yes, it was actually.
Because I'm only seeing pictures after the extermination time
it was
of
worse.
Bugs on the floor.
It was worse after they came.
That one looks live. The one on the pillow. It's a little gross. These are all dead. They're all belly up. All of them belly up after that. Some belly up in lights, but I did see a couple of them alive after the date of extermination.
Your Honor, with in speaking with our attorney, the judge, advocate general, warranty of habitability.
My God, these are all alive. These are kind of gross. Part I find fascinating is that it wasn't good enough for you to just walk away and take your chances, that you're suing him for $5,000.
I tried to walk away to get my security deposit, but again, I believe that he is retaining my security deposit unlawfully, so.
All right, court is in recess.
All rise.
So how many stink bugs does it take for a tenant to say, I'm out of here and I want my security back?
Well, I say definitely one. A tenant should not have to deal with that kind of an issue when renting a house from a landlord.
Okay, but things happen. Things happen in places. So, I mean, you know, the landlord says, fine, I'll get rid of the stink bug. It would take just one, you think?
One or two, maybe. We'll do the job.
One or two. If the landlord, do you give the landlord a chance to eradicate the stink bugs? Or not?
It's completely up to...
Who, the landlord or the tenant?
They can seek their attorney.
Okay, that's a non-answer, but we're going to go inside the courtroom.
You know, this is an area of the law is very clear. If it's uninhabitable, that's it. If he had to expend $5,000 to get out of an uninhabitable situation, then you got to pay him. Even though you're a nice man, even though you paid to try to solve the problem, even though you're acting very responsibly and all that, either it is or it isn't. And so it's this real all or nothing thing where I can't just, you know, split the baby in two. And I'm struggling with it a little bit because you're a landlord who's not saying, you're a landlord who sent the guy there, not fast enough for you, not fast enough for me. You know, personally, if I was calling my landlord, I'd expect the guy there the next day. In fact, I'd make arrangements for a guy to be there the next day and I'd deduct it from the rent. That's what I would do if things weren't moving fast enough. But you know, you didn't just sit back. You were trying to solve it. The problem is that then I see 100 pictures where it's not solved. Remember when I started to say, yeah, but they're all dead, they're all Did he ever send you all those pictures?
No.
Okay. You know, there's a problem, and the problem, and although you may have tried, the problem is not under control. So when I'm struggling to figure out, well, are they just being sissies? Or should they have to live there? It's very simple. Would I live there? And gosh, I'm telling you, there are a lot of bugs there all over the place after the extermination date. You know, it's, I don't think a family should be forced to live there when, and part of what led me to my conclusion was your testimony about how you knew it was an issue, you just didn't think it was that big an issue because you said, oh, they were all over there when he looked at the house. I assume that you deny that they were all over when you looked at the house.
That's affirmative.
Okay. Were there any stink bugs when you looked at the house?
Not that I saw. And again, the previous
tenant. Did the subject of stink bugs come up?
Negative.
Okay. Show me the proof of your expenses, please.
I forgot that I put them both together.
Okay. I find in favor of the plaintiffs in the amount of the $5,000. The damages are actually higher than that.
Both sides, hold on.
The plaintiff collects the full amount. Step on out here, the defendant, to tell us what you think of that verdict. Don't say it stinks.
Well, I provided a vital facility, and I don't understand how someone can look at a house and there's no stink bugs, and then they move in and they move out and my house is infested with stink bugs?
Well, if they looked at the house and it was infested at the time, do you think they would have moved in?
No.
Would you live with stink bugs everywhere like that?
I lived in the house and they weren't that prominent.
All right, okay. Right around the corner there, okay. All right, so come on in here. You do win your case. What's your feeling on this outcome then?
Obviously, we're in favor of the judgment, but we're sorry that it came to this. We really didn't
What's
want
it like living with stink bugs all over the place? Are they like on? Are they on you? Like
you would wake up with them crawling up your leg. Our son would wake up in the middle of the night. It was prior to when I signed the lease. It was via email because
how could there be no stink bugs when you check that house out?
Again, there was somebody living there who may have been taking care of the problem by getting rid of them when I was coming to look at the house.
Okay.
I don't have an answer for that.
Okay, Harvey.
Okay, there is something called a warranty of habitability, which basically means in every lease, it doesn't matter whether it's in there or not, in every lease, you have a right to live in reasonable health and safety. That if your health or safety is compromised, and there's no number of stink bugs, but bottom line is, if it really is an infestation, you probably have a right to bail. And that will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.
Hey, this is Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast, here to help you make the most of your summer with Michelob Ultra, a superior light beer worth playing for. Play for it with the guys when you're competing to see who can sink more birdies on the golf course, because winning tastes even better with Ultra on the line. Play for Ultra. Fill your fridge with Michelob Ultra this summer. Enjoy responsibly. Copyright 2025 Anheuser-Busch Michelob Ultra Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
This is the plaintiff, Todd Fox. He says the defendant owns the property behind his house. She has debris and brush lying on top of his fence, and it's so damaged it has to be replaced. The defendant is a mean woman who refuses to take responsibility for her unkempt property. And neighbor or no neighbor, he's suing for the $2,500 it's going to cost him to take care of the problem. This is the defendant, Suzanne Kajin. She says the plaintiff's upset with her because she refused to sell him her property so he could expand his parking lot business. Once she told him she wasn't interested in selling, her trees were cut by someone, and the plaintiff demanded they be removed. She never hired anyone to cut her trees, thinks the plaintiff probably did it himself, and is doing all of this to pressure her to sell to him. She's accused of not trimming.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
These next-door neighbors are at war. The plaintiff says the defendant is a slob. The defendant says the plaintiff is out for revenge and cut down her trees. It's the case of trash talking.
This is Todd Fox. You are suing Suzanne Kajin for $2,500 to repair a fence and disposal of some trees that were cut and I guess fell on your adjoining property.
Pushed over.
Tell me what happened.
November of last year, I was just out and about. I do business in Albany, New York, which is where this property is located. Well, driving around some of my property, I discovered that someone had cut down trees and brush from an adjoining property onto my property. I had to do some homework to find out who the property owner was, which turns out to be Miss Kajin. I had a local real estate developer help me find out who the property owner was.
Okay, and this is a parking lot that you own?
It's an empty parking lot that I purchased to use as a future development site.
Okay, so you find out that it's her and you do what?
Yeah, I contacted her in November of last year asking her if she could, take care of the mess that was left behind. She claimed not to know anything about it. I emailed her several times. I sent pictures to her as I found it. And
what I don't understand is, what is it you're saying? That somebody cleared their property and dumped everything on your property, or?
Her property was cleared. Her property backs up to my property.
So, do you have pictures?
I do.
Okay, so in the pictures, is her property all clear of trees?
You can't see her property. All you see is the trees.
But
That's
you're
what I have.
testifying that her property was cleared of trees?
Her property is behind my property.
I understand that. Are you testifying that
Yes.
her property, because you have eyeballs on the
Yes.
scene, I don't,
Okay.
that it was clear of trees?
Trees and other growth. She owns a vacant lot.
Listen to my question. I understand what you're saying, but I don't think you're getting my question. I'm trying to understand. Show me the pictures. I want to see if there's more pictures than what I've already seen. My concern is when I look at these pictures,
Yes.
the only trees that seem to be cut are the ones that are close to your property.
What you're looking at is my property. The fence, which is the property line, is completely covered with the debris that was pushed over onto my property. You can't see the fence because of the debris that was pushed on top of it.
Okay, but somebody cut the trees only by your property line.
I don't know how much of the trees were cut. I've never been on her
Well,
property.
the ones on the other side of the fence are all up. They're not cut.
Again, I never entered her property.
No, I understand that, but in the picture you're showing me, if you look at the picture you're showing me, the trees on her property are not cut. The only trees cut would be the edge.
Your Honor,
the
what
ones
you're
that are
looking at is a pile
overgrowing.
of
I'm sorry,
trees.
did I finish my question?
Sure.
The ones that are overgrowing onto your property. Right or no?
What you're looking at is a bunch of dead trees and debris that were cut down and pushed over the fence onto my property. You can't see the fence.
Okay, but listen to me. I hear, you keep repeating yourself, and I understand what you're saying. She owns a property. The only thing that's cut, looking at this picture, are branches that are right by your property.
You're not understanding what I'm saying.
No, you're not understanding what I'm asking. What's going on?
In October of last year, 2012, I was contacted by a real estate agent on behalf of Mr. Fox, who asked if I wanted to sell my property. And he offered me $5,000 for it, which is what I paid for it 10 years ago at an auction. And I said no. And so he came back with $20,000, and I said no. And he said, well, what do you want? And I said 75, which is very high. And then Mr. Fox contacted me 2 weeks later and said, there are a lot of trees that have been cut down on your property.
Wait.
Yep.
Because this is a very different story from what you're saying.
It is.
According to you, you had to research to find out who she was, and she
Correct.
says that you made her an offer.
Your Honor, I've never met her. I've never spoken to her prior to me finding the mess on my property.
Did you have somebody authorized to make her an offer on the place?
I had somebody who was attempting to purchase a separate piece of property of mine, nothing to do with this piece, to also develop, and was interested in acquiring her property to use in conjunction.
What does had somebody mean?
Somebody contacted me. Somebody wanted to develop a separate piece of property that I own, along with her piece of property. I never contacted her. I never made her an offer regarding the purchase of her property. I contacted her
I'm
only
sorry,
to clean
is
up
what you're
the
trying
mess.
to say that someone was making both of you an offer?
A realtor, a local realtor.
A realtor was making both of you an offer on behalf of a third party you're not associated with.
I believe it was on behalf of himself, but one has nothing to do with the
Go
other.
ahead, go on.
Oh, me, I'm sorry.
What do you say Mr. Fox contacted you?
Well, yes, a realtor contacted me asking to buy the property, and then Mr. Fox...
On behalf of whom?
He did not say who it was,
Okay.
but Mr. Fox subsequently said that he was trying to develop a property.
Did Mr. Fox try to buy your property, yes or no?
I believe Mr. Fox did.
No, I don't want to know what you believe. It's very,
Okay.
I just want to know what happened. Did Mr. Fox say to you, I want to buy your property? I'm not understanding what you're saying.
No, a real estate agent said, I want to buy your property.
Okay, then Mr. Fox called you and what?
And said there are trees down on the...
So the first time you talked to Mr. Fox, he's not trying to buy your property.
That is correct. Mr. Fox himself, that is correct.
What did the realtor say? They were acting on behalf of Mr. Fox.
That was my understanding at the time.
But you don't sound very clear on it.
Because I have no paperwork to suggest that.
Go on.
Okay. So Mr. Fox said, your trees are on my property and it's a mess, cleaned it up. And I have seen my property he's kind of on the backside. I have a picture here or two of my property. This big thing here, parking lot I believe is all of Mr. Fox's, and I haven't researched that, but this little teeny piece here is mine. And
I can't see from there. You're going to have to come
sorry.
close. No, that's all right. Come closer. Come over here.
Me?
Yes. Stand right here.
Yep. Okay.
Try that again.
Okay. So I believe that Mr. Fox, and that may not be the case, but my belief is that he owns this big parking lot. This little thing here is my property.
The undeveloped one.
The undeveloped thing right there is mine.
And then, hold on.
Yep.
So these are all individually owned?
Yes, those are people's backyards.
Okay, wow, nobody cuts their trees there.
That's correct.
They're all overgrown
That's
over
right.
your parking lot. Okay.
And when I go to see...
They're not cut down over my property. They're just growing.
Okay. Mine are cut down over your property.
Right. That's what he said. It's exactly his complaint, that yours are cut down over his property, and he wants you to pay to remove them. Did you cut them down over his property?
No, I did not. And I did not cause them to be cut down. The trees are cut down in his parking lot. There's no, I had no idea.
Were the rest of the trees cut, the other ones? You don't know?
I don't know. It was wintertime and things were dead. But where my trees are cut down, it is a big pile. I was flabbergasted.
How did that happen?
I don't know. My only thought was that Mr. Fox would like me to sell my property.
Well, and that's fine if you had any evidence that he was trying to buy your property.
Do you want
to step back?
Yeah, go ahead and step back.
Let me find an email from him.
Sure. That would be very helpful if we found an email from him trying to buy your property.
Okay, can you cut overhanging branches to the property line?
Although I would say yes, you can cut them, but you're gonna come off as a jerk.
Why a jerk?
Because they probably look nice. Everyone loves nature.
Right, as they fall in your car going inside the courtroom.
Did you ever inspect to see if they had been cut down or if it had been blown down?
I believe it was cut down.
Why would anybody do that?
Your Honor, I have no idea,
Right.
but I can assure you it wasn't me, and I have no interest in
I
owning her land.
I understand.
Your Honor, the way it looks to me
her allegation is that you cut them.
I absolutely
And then you
did
just
not.
don't want to haul them, so you want her to pay for hauling them. In fact, she has this theory that you've tried to buy the property from her. Did you find something?
Yes, I did.
You did?
I did. It says when I gave him the $75,000, or the real estate agent, more specifically, the $75,000 price, the real estate agent said, no, that's too much. And then 2 weeks later, I get my first...
complaint about the trees?
Complaint about the trees.
Okay, lady, do you have any proof he tried to buy your property?
Well, he says, I wrote him back and I said, when I went there, the lot was clean. Was my price too high?
Oh, what's he say to that?
And he says, as for your price, it was too high to make our project feasible. I was looking to do an apartment building nearby and need additional parking.
Woman, let go of those papers and hand them to my bailiff. Hello?
Your Honor, I never attempted to buy your property.
Are you kidding me? What kind of words are you mixing? What do you think I meant? What do you think I meant? How are you sending her this email and looking me right in the eye and saying, I don't know what you're talking about. That was some third party.
Your Honor, it was a third party that was trying to acquire both properties.
I don't know what she's talking about.
I'd never made her an attempt
Do me a favor. Go pick up your own garbage that you cut down. Verdict for the defendant.
Oh, yeah. Stay here with me. Talk. You sure?
Yeah.
This is your chance. Well, he is gone, and so you step right over here, come in here, and you can speak for the both.
For the both?
For both of you.
Okay.
On this case.
You mean he chose not to speak?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm not surprised. When I was running across, I was looking for his business address, and I ran across a Yelp
Hurry up.
description of his, it says, rude, confrontational staff and psychotic management have made dealing with a lost monthly. They're talking about him and his parking passes.
Well, that's just somebody's comment.
No, and the next comment says it's disgusting, and he's doing what he does best.
Well, he's your neighbor.
He is my neighbor. God bless us all.
Enjoy the holidays with him.
Thank you very much.
Harvey?
Okay, here's the deal. You can cut the branches and roots to the property line, but that's it.